Morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Learning Kuntres and Mayan. Finishing off Ois Maamar Zayin. We're doing Parak Dalid today, and it's Hashem will be able to finish it. Also, want to thank the Banon family for sponsoring today's Shiur in honor of Chaya Banon's birthday. Should have Shnas Slacha, B'Gashav Ruchnius, everything she wants and needs. Easily, Mashiach now. I'll get some tzedakah as well. And we're gonna also daven for the soldiers and Zchus of our learning should help everyone in Eretz Yisrael and all the people that are unfortunately still hostages and soldiers. And specifically, we're gonna have in mind the Rina bas Machla. That she should have only good, should be healthy and safe, and Mitzvah Hashem should come back. Yeah. So let's begin. Okay. We're going to finish off the Maamar Zayin today. Now, the Rebbe Shab, like I said, I think it was yesterday before that when you learn the Rebbe's Maamarim, there's two lines says a lot. In the Rebbe Shab, he spells everything out for you. So sometime when you learn this, you're thinking of all like the end results. Well, you just have to give it time, and the Rebbe Shab will explain to you. Parak Dalid. Now, like summarizing what we all said. So what's the take-home message? So the message is like this: Shepnimius Ratzon Elyon, Hashem's inner desire. Nimshach Aidei Hateira Umitzvos Rakli Yisrael. Only to the Yidden is Hashem's inner desire. Hashem wants to give His godliness, share Himself, reveal Himself, only to the Yidden. That does to, and how does that come about? It's when we do Torah mitzvahs. It's like you have like a teacher that you really respect, and you want to make them happy, and when you do what you know they want. So then you see the smile and you realize how happy you made them, and this is what you want to do, and this is what's happening when we do mitzvahs. Whereas to the sitra achra, what happens to them? Nimshach tamtzis hashmarim v'apeselis dechitzein nishrat elyon. The leftovers of the Ratan Elyon gets drawn to them. Zehine lefizeh move on. So according to this, that a yid that does Torah mitzvahs gets from the inner desire of Hashem, and the leftovers of that, and the sort of the sitra and the shmarim and the pselis, all the leftovers, the externalities goes to sitra achra. So from this understood, the masha ish achayte mamshich man l'tzlan teisefes chayus. If a person that sins, that he gives additional light, and meaning that's when it's all going well. But if we're doing the wrong things and we're drawing down chayos, we're bringing down godly energy, but we're giving to the wrong place. That's because we are shayur to get from the pnimius, from the inner desire of Hashem, what Hashem really wants to give. And nevertheless, even if we're doing a sin, we still get the first portion. So we're bringing it into the wrong place. We're taking godly energy and we're transferring to the wrong place, the sitra achra. But nevertheless, because everything is for us, so we get the first of it. But nevertheless, it stopped. It's not going to go forever like this. Hashem doesn't let it keep on going. Sitra achra is taken from this. And this is going against what we're trying to do. It's like, to use a bad example, but it's like they're bringing humanitarian aid to the civilians of Gaza, and the terrorists are taking it. Any normal person is after a certain amount of time, when they see that it's going to the wrong place and it's going to the enemy that's going to try to keep on destroying us, so you're going to stop giving it. Meaning, because even though we sin, Yisrael, you're a Yid. Umitzad nishmas, and because of our neshama, hu pnimis hakudusha. It's the inner holiness. Validei mitzvah shikiyim kredim shchatim. Because of the mitzvah we did before we sinned, harei himshich b'chinas pnimis ratzon elyim sitra kedusha. We draw down Hashem's inner desire into the holiness. Meaning, there's so many fundamental points here. Ultimately, we're good. We have an nefesh kiss, and we're good. And for sure, you saw malay mitzvahs karima, we're full of mitzvahs, as we're going to bring down later. So we all have, so we're essentially good. And this is a very important hanacha, action that we have to give ourselves and take and internalize. That when you ask yourself, who are you? You're not a sum total of your actions. That's just the actions. That's not who you are. Who are you? You're a nefesh kiss. You're a chelek l'kam mal mamash. You're literally part of Hashem. This is what we have to recognize within ourselves. And then unfortunately we do the wrong thing and we do the various sometimes. But we always have that part that's good. So therefore when we sin, because we have this holiness, and because we do mitzvahs, so then when we do that Aveira, we're giving life force to the negative side, to the wrong side. Like it says in Seder and Zifa, the water goes out of the house of Hashem. So it goes to the wrong place, to the Eishes Hazima, the filthy place. So it starts off in the right, it's good stuff, but it's going to the wrong place. And the Yid receives the first. Because we're really the ones giving. Because like we used in the Machla before, the whole purpose is for us. The whole banquet that's happening is because of us. Yeah, everyone else gets, and the waiters get, and all the way to even the animals, everyone gets. But the purpose, the whole thing was for us. And this is a very powerful, that the world is created for me. It's a very important action that we need to have. We have to recognize that it means literally this whole world, the billions of people, are created for me. Especially nowadays, you can see how important you are by how much anti-Semitism there is. You think to yourself, who am I? I'm nobody, and you have a lot of people hate you. More people probably hate you than there are Yidden. It's a fun fact. Probably is very true. There's more people that hate Yidden than there are Yidden. So interesting. Anyway, Aval Bat calls man va'es every time, as long as kasher kvar avarachman letzlan chelik nishmasi. But when we sort of lose a connection on nefesh kiss, and we're very distant from it, and from the good that's with it, Hashem should guide us from such things. Therefore, it's meaning we used up our bank account of all the mitzvahs, so then we stop getting chayus. Because we really have to get it from Hashem's inner desire. We're sort of, in some sense, we're sensitive. It's like a person that's gluten-free or lactose intolerant. We're very sensitive. We can't just take anything. So to the Yid, we're meant to be getting from godliness, from Kedusha, from Hashem, So therefore, we can't survive not getting it from them. And if we're not doing any mitzvahs and Torah, so we're losing. Now, of course, like we say, you saw mitzvahs krima, and we're full of mitzvahs, like a pomegranate. But we have to realize when we're doing Aveira, not just I'm doing an Aveira, I'm not just doing the wrong thing, but I'm eating things, and this is the perfect example. When I eat, a person that's gluten-free, when they have something that has gluten, it affects them. And this is sort of what we're saying. We're getting it. We affect ourselves by doing the wrong things. Because of the inner desire of Hashem, nimshach as we explained before, and as we're going to explain, everything like the way Hashem set it up is through doing Torah mitzvahs. He draws down holiness. But therefore, when we fell into the klippa, through doing sins, So then you're like the person, you're like the person that goes to the banquet. You're invited to the banquet, and you're sitting there in the kitchen trying to scrounge some food. It's like, what are you doing getting food from the kitchen? Like, there's a whole banquet for you. But when we just sin, that's what we're doing. We're putting us in the wrong place. It's like the story of the chassid that they started, back in the day, they had to go travel to Lubavitch. So they would go on the train, if they had some money. By then they started making different classes and different categories, So on chassid, he always went in like the back department, like in the bottom, like by the suitcases. He always snuck on or whatever, paid a few rubles and got on. Then the prices changed. And he had to buy a ticket. And he bought a ticket, and he didn't realize he bought a ticket, like a first class ticket. And so he's sitting there, so he gets to the train, comes, and he runs to his usual place by the suitcases, the luggage. And then they come around checking tickets and sees tickets. I'm like, what are you doing here? You belong in the first class. And that's what what we are. We belong in the first class. We have to be careful. We're not going, going to the kitchen, take the food. It's like, you sneak in to the wedding and you're going to the back. What are you doing? Like you have a name tag that's for you right there. Your seat number. But this also, it doesn't last forever. But after a while, you're not behaving yourself. You're not going to even get from the kitchen. But you don't have to go getting from there. And they're going to catch you. Like, what are you doing? Because the person that does the idol worship, that's where he gets it from. But the person that sins only for a certain amount of time, he can get from the kitchen until he gets to realize what's going on, because we're not meant to be there. It doesn't make sense. Hashem should guide us to do such things, meaning getting chayus from the wrong place. Or it's like the wine, and you have the dregs at the end of the wine. If we're not doing 10 mitzvahs and we're doing averis, and we're drinking from the dregs, it's like eating leftovers. Why don't you eat the proper food? But after a while of doing this, it's not going to work. It doesn't work forever. It has to stop. So even if at that time you are doing Torah mitzvahs, but like it says in Brachot, even the empty ones within you are full of mitzvahs like a pomegranate. Before you do the tshuva, if you don't do tshuva, so then the Torah and the mitzvah that you do is not mekubal. This is a whole farang we have to have. What does it mean to do tshuva? Like it says in Tehillim, to the Rasha, Hashem said, or Teirasi, as Rashi says. What is it to you talking about my Torah? Like, it's, yeah. Alei picha ata sanesa musar. On your mouth you hated the mus that you received. The tashlech devaray acharach. You threw my words behind you. It's a haloi belev ata seinei hamusar. In your heart you hate the musar. V'hishlachta devaray acharay. And you threw my words away. And gavecha, with your haughtiness, like a person doesn't want something and just chucks it away. And now you're going to come to Torah mitzvahs. So first of all, we have to understand this very, very well, because what is he showing us here? That what does it mean to do an avera is badafka going against Hashem. That's what he's talking about here. And also, yeah, that's essentially what he's saying here. And even so, this even though we do a mitzvah, the tshuva has to be a recognition of who the Eibishter is and your relationship with the Eibishter. And that's really the tshuva that he's talking about here. Because like you see here, he's saying that what's the problem? That you chuck away my Torah mitzvahs. So it doesn't mean that until you do tshuva perfectly, some of your mitzvahs are worthless. That's not what he's saying. So your mitzvahs are very good, and Malay mitzvahs karimain, but you have to work. We all have to work on appreciating Hashem, having appreciating God. It's like, I guess we'll have to stop in the middle here. But there's like a famous story. We'll probably start on top of the page. But Rabbi Gans from Muncie, he used to be Sama, and then he got connected to Chabad, to Lubavitch. And so when he was basically out of learning Chassidus, and then they got caught, his group, they were in a special yeshiva, yeshivas Mitsuyanim, for outstanding kids in Satmar. And the Rosh Yeshiva was actually teaching them Chassidus, Chabad. And like when it got to like the point of no return was when he took them for Simchas Torah in 770. They did Taluch at 770 and got found out, and then it was a big problems. So basically all of them went back into like being Satmar, but they kept on learning Chassidus, a lot of them. And so Rabbi Gans was doing that. So it came, and so the minog back then, at least, in summer, was on the wedding day. You go to yeshiva until the wedding. I guess you have to be very young, probably, and like everyone's taking care of stuff for you. You do whatever you get told what to do. So he was in yeshiva and he was doing tshuva. It's like Yom Kippur doing tshuva. So he went to the Rosh Yeshiva and he goes, Yoshi was like, "What are you doing?" So he's like, "Oh, I'm doing tshuva." So he smiled. He goes, "Tshuva, that's a lifelong avoid over here. I think you're gonna do it in one day." And this is sort of the point. Tshuva, in this context, is return to Hashem, is recognizing Hashem, recognizing my relationship with Hashem, and recognizing what I'm doing, and am I doing the things that are helping me connect with Hashem or not connect with Hashem? And that's what we're saying here. And that's what he's saying, that a person that has the recognition and just totally tracks it off, then it can't come and do Torah mitzvahs. Just like in a relationship, you can't come and make fun of your spouse or do something nasty to your spouse, and then suddenly pretend nothing happened and just keep on going. Yeah, you have to own up for your mistakes and ask for forgiveness for it. Yeah, mitzvah Hashem, by all of us, we should connect with our relationship with Hashem and see how it is, and recognize that we're the people at the banquets. We should feel that way, and we should make sure we're not going to the kitchen to take the leftovers. Have an amazing day.